I've got Brandon Fail, who is Shreveport's Economic Development Director. I'm going to tie you to the chair until 7:30.
Wow. Okay. How
Okay?
exciting.
Can you
Sure.
stay here for a full 30
I sure
minutes?
can. Yeah.
The first segment I want to talk to you about is the gosh, it sounds pretty cool. The Tech Talent South deal.
Yeah.
You're launching a boot camp program to help folks get training to land jobs. Tell us
Yeah,
about the
exactly
program.
right. So first of all, thanks for having me, and I'm honored to be here in Robert's seat this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you about it. I'm really excited about it. So yesterday, Mayor Perkins and I, along with the folks at Tech Talent South, launched the region's first software development boot camp. It's called Code SHV, and I'm going to say this throughout the broadcast today. Folks can learn about it at codeshv.com. And what it is, it's a 4-month, full-time, immersive technology training program. And so it's an opportunity. Let's suppose you, for instance, have lost your job due to the COVID crisis. Suppose you used to be a waiter or waitress, and you're not employed in that field anymore. Or suppose you have graduated high school last year and you're at home and not sure kind of what to do this coming year, or you're a parent or a caregiver who is at home. This is a way to train at home through virtual classes over just a 4-month period. And it's put on in partnership with an awesome technology company called Tech Talent South with a track record of success elsewhere. And what you do is you build skills to become a software developer. And so the program consists of classes, sort of online lectures, and then group projects where you can build a portfolio of work.
But all the group stuff is online?
All
It's
the
all
group
virtual?
stuff is online. It's all virtual, and it's all developed just for Shreveport residents. And the best part is it's totally free. So
Wow.
using funding from the CARES Act, the city of Shreveport is covering the cost for the entire first class up to 100 participants. The folks from Tech Talent South are helping us to build connections to employers both in our region and remotely.
Okay, what about the technology you need to participate? Is that part of the program
It
too?
is part of the program. Yeah, we recognize that not everybody in Shreveport is set up with the laptops and the connectivity they need. All you have to do is go to codeshv.com and fill out a short application to signal your interest. There'll be a brief interview that gets set up, and there'll be sort of an assessment to test sort of logic capability and a fit for the program.
Who is the ideal fit?
It's a great question. So we are actively seeking to build as diverse a class as possible. The goal here is to build a diverse technology economy and workforce here in Shreveport. There's no single fit. It's not like, look, you need to have had 3 years experience doing X, Y, or Z. The ideal fit is someone who is smart and hardworking and wants to build new skills and increase their earning potential. The kinds of roles that you can kind of qualify for and apply for coming out of this program are entry-level software development roles, project management roles, data science roles, roles that we have in demand here, even in the Shreveport-Bossier area right now. And look, like, it is a bleak time for the employment outlook, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point, right? But it
Yeah.
is not, it's like forces outside of even our own economy are conspiring right now to keep the number of jobs that are available low. But one of the fields, both here and nationwide and globally, that is growing like gangbusters is technology, and in particular software development roles.
What will
Nationwide,
I come out of this project, this 4 months? What will I come out knowing how to do?
you'll know how to build the websites, mobile applications, and digital systems that power today's companies, right? So this
Wow.
is how you build websites. This is how you build the back end for all the digital systems we use, and you're going to have a project portfolio that shows that you can do just that.
Cool.
It's real cool.
And what kind of wages could these folks expect
Yeah.
once they have finished?
That's my favorite part of this program. So nationwide, entry-level software developers coming out of similar boot camps like this earn on average $75,000 a year.
Whoa.
And so we're talking about twice what the average is for a Shreveport resident right now. And it's not like what you need to qualify for those roles these days is an elite college education. You don't need, a 4-year degree. You don't even need a 2-year community college degree. This program, and what's so great about it, and Tech Talent South has demonstrated this in the other cities where they operate. They're operating in Charlotte, in Hartford, in Dallas, in New Orleans. You come out of this program, you rapidly immerse yourself and build these skills. You learn how to make websites, you learn how to make the back end stuff, and they build direct links to employers, and they sort of help you get your resume together, and they coach you through the application process. There's a lot of hands-on support applying for roles. And then there's a real wide variety of roles in companies, and people might be surprised. It's not just like Facebook and Google that hire software developers.
Sure.
It's every company in the world is now a tech company.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
So you have Tech Talent South that we're working with, they have a record of getting folks jobs at companies like Home Depot and Wayfair and large banks and insurance companies. All these companies, at their core, they have technology, they have systems that the company uses to manage the flow of information among employees, and all that stuff requires folks who know how to write code, and it's like learning a new language. And
Brandon, what's the cost per person?
so again, the cost to the applicant is $0. There is
But I
no
mean,
cost to apply.
what kind of money is the city using from the CARES Act?
Sure.
The total.
So I'll at a high level, what I'll say about that is that the cost is going to vary depending how many students we get into the program. I will say we have worked out a really, really excellent deal. I believe we're paying, without getting into details about how much we're spending, I believe we're probably going to spend about a third as much per student as it costs students to enroll in programs like this in big cities.
But you obviously know how much money you have. If 100 people do this, 100 participants come in, how much is the cost for that?
If 100 students come in, we will, if the cost will probably be somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And
Wow.
And by the way, that's not money from Shreveport taxpayers. It's
Right.
community development block grant money that has come through as a part of the CARES Act and can't be spent for ordinary use through the government in any case. It's meant to help with the employment and low-income crisis that we have.
What
in the
about
city.
down the road? We all, the first class is going to be gratis.
I love
we
it.
would,
I love
we
the
would like to.
question.
We'd
I would
like
love
to
to
keep.
see this
We'd like to
succeed.
keep it continuing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe people can pay tuition.
Yeah, I strongly agree. And maybe there'll be further sources of funding for future classes. What we need to do right now is focus on making sure that the first class gets built in a way that it can succeed. So we need great applicants who can take part. We need to make sure that we build great relationships with local employers, and we need to build links to employers elsewhere in the country. Look, what we have right now, you have the companies in Silicon Valley telling their employees, you're going to be working remotely through 2021, probably through 2022. And you have companies in New York City saying, we're not going to be in our offices in 2021 at all. I read this week that office capacity in Manhattan is somewhere between 10 and 20%, right? So, and you have like every company in the world is saying, look, every large company, right, that has a big distributed workforce is saying we're adjusting to this new normal. Remote work is the new norm. And what we have here in Shreveport is hardworking people interested in improving their earning potential, who can, for the first time for this reason, compete on a nationwide or even global way for jobs. And so it's a real exciting time if for folks who are looking for a change in their career. And this is an exciting way to do it again,
Sure.
because like in the past, if you wanted to break into these fields, you had to go to an elite college, you had to spend 4 years, you had to borrow tens or $100,000, you had to, right? You had to borrow tons of money,
Sure.
put yourself into debt. A program like this, and when you look across the country, right, you see the cities that we compete with, and where you saw probably last week, Shreveport is has been one of the slowest growing cities in the country,
Sure.
right? And one of the things that we lack compared to peer cities even of similar size, and the mayor, this was one of his campaign themes when he ran for office, is we lack a vibrant and fast-growing technology ecosystem, right? We don't have a lot of small tech companies getting started here every day in the way that peer cities like Chattanooga and even Little Rock sort of have at their core.
Last, we got about 30 seconds, and we got to take a break. But
Sure.
What's the deadline to apply, and when's it start?
In terms of applications, I want to encourage folks to apply as soon as possible. We are accepting applications now, and we're going to be interviewing and testing and selecting students on a rolling basis. We'll probably try to have the class filled in the next couple weeks. So there's no rigid deadline, but again, you got to apply as soon as possible. You can do so immediately without a lot of headache at codeshv.com. And sorry, what was the second question, Erin?
When is it starting?
Oh, and it starts. Classes start in mid-November and are going to
Okay.
roll through mid-March 2021.
Okay, we're going to tie him to his chair. We're going to talk jobs in our community when we get back.